Hey, pick 'em pop, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot, dog lock, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt. Send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done. Slimball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pop from MMA takes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Unmute. I think you can hear me now, live chat. What's good? What's up with the what's up? Having a little technical difficulty out the front, but we're still making it here at live, 8 o'clock here. We're going to run through this. This card is, it's on the weaker side of things, boys. Okay? It's on the weaker side of things. Chat's already popping off. Lazy Bet and Trin are both commenting on my thumbnail. Who slid in here and put a young Jonathan Taylor Thomas on the thumbnail? JTTT was the king, man, in the 90s. Funny story about that picture. So I found it. I have like a camera roll full of shit, and I found it. That was taken at my grandparents' house on a Sunday. We used to go to my stepfather's parents' house for dinner. I was 12 years old. The night before, I was in the same outfit. I stayed at a friend's house, and I touched, 12 years old, touched some girl's boob. First boob I ever touched. I mean, like a real boob, right? The girl was developed the night before. And that smile that you see in the thumbnail, I had that smile for 6 months. I mean, you couldn't get the smile off my face. You know what I mean? Some guy commented like, that dude knows chicks. Yeah. The night before I knew chicks, babe. You know, little boop, boop, little hooter grabbing, babe. Little honky tonk playing. Real quick, some house cleaning before we get to the card. I know it's Friday night. I know there's things that are gonna, people are gonna want, they're moving. They're gonna probably, what's in this, or it's Thursday night. Excuse me, my days are all off. It's Thursday night. Yeah. It's late. There's things on. Knicks are playing. Blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna go through the card quick, but some house cleaning at the top. Number one, if you are in Chicago, August 15th and 16th, your boy will be there. Tickets aren't on sale yet, but I'm gonna get the tickets. I will be in your beautiful city for 2 whole days with my beautiful wife. It's one of our favorite cities in the world. First city we ever traveled to as a couple before we got married. So we've been there probably 4 or 5 times since we've been together, and super excited that Chicago is getting a UFC, not only UFC, but a pay-per-view as well. So if you're in Chicago now, I'll bring it up a million times since then. Come say hi to your boy if you're local, if you're going to the event, whatever. Let's have a good time. Secondly, might be going to Nashville. Chris Curtis, my guy, moved to Thailand. Got a full back tattoo, by the way. Just caught up with him. Haven't chatted with him in a bit. But yeah, moved to Thailand and has a back tattoo. Just booked the fight for Max Griffin at 170. Most of his UFC career was at 170 when he joined the UFC. They needed an 85er, so he stepped up. And I like to see him at 170 here to kind of finish out his career at the UFC. I think that's where he performs best. His cardio is top notch. He's fighting Max Griffin, a tough dude, a big 170. Should be a banger. That's going down to Nashville. And your boy's been looking at the Nashville prices dirt cheap. Like the fighter entrance, like the lower bowl where the fighters come out, where like you could potentially like fucking dap up a fighter. Tickets like $257. Right? For nosebleeds in New Orleans the week after for the Dustin Poirier pay-per-view, nosebleeds are like $700. Chicago for lower bowl with the pre-sale code probably be $700. You're telling me lower bowl where you can sniff and see the fighters come out. The floor, there's some floor tickets for $350, which is crazy. So I might pop into Nashville. Wife can't go with me. But I can't pass up prices like that. And my guy Chris Curse fighting, right? I've seen him fight a million times live. The card's weak. Derek Lewis versus Teixeira from the main event's trash. But for those prices, bro, and it's Nash Vegas, we might have to pull a rabbit out of our hat here. I might have to see if one of the old boys want to come with me, because that's an event. And then thirdly, what am I talking about? The thing I'm teasing. The thing I've been teasing, it's starting to come about, right? We're going to start being able to talk about it. I'm going to start having people on to discuss it, and it's going to be very impactful for the MMA world. I am an MMA dork, hardcore hardcore dork, right? I love this shit. I've lived it for 23 years, going on 24 years. And I think this product that got brought to me by two really smart guys, and they have more smart people working on this thing, I think this is a brilliant idea. And I think the hardcore MMA fans, the guys that follow me, the guys that are in the chat, the guys that hit me up on Twitter, I think we're going to eat this up. And the potential for this thing to get even bigger is awesome. And the fact that I'm going to be a small part of it is going to be dope. And I know I'm very fortunate enough to get this opportunity to work with such smart people, and my following is good. It's not like MMA Guru. I mean, they could have went to a lot of different people. These guys came to me because, I actually don't know why they came to me. I guess they like to cut on my jib. Either way, I'm going to try to do my part. So when this thing gets launched and we can talk about it, your boy's doing giveaways, right? I'm doing giveaways. I've held on to a lot of podcast equipment. I get hit up weekly about people. How do you start your own podcast? What equipment do you use, right? It's just very expensive. I have stuff, at least 3 or 4 different items that I'm going to give away, that I'm going to not auction off. I'm going to literally give them away to the people that will be a part of this project that I'm going to be a part of. Once this unfolds, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Once I'm able to talk about it fully, it's going to come clear, right? And I hate the tease. I wish I can bring it up now. I cannot. It's going to be awesome, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I fucking can't wait. I can't wait. Enough him-hawing. Enough jibber-jabbing. Let's get to the fights. I'm going to the vacation this weekend. So next week, I'm going to be with Mick Zucker. Try to get Big Joe. Try to get I Am Saturday. He's traveling for work. The guy's a businessman, you know what I mean? He's probably going to have 6 chicks sit on his face the weekend. Who knows what he's doing? The guy can't do it. So next Wednesday Night Live, I'm going to be with Mitchell Zucker. Me and him are going to do the pay-per-view while I'm on the beach. I'm hitting the beach. Today, I think today's Friday. Today's Thursday. Saturday, driving down to Wilmington, North Carolina. It's about a 10-hour drive. I'll get there, check in at 4, spend a week on the beach with my family. I go there every year. It's my favorite place in the year. Favorite place in the world. I mean, I love Cincinnati. Cincinnati's my home, but the wife and I have really been kicking around the idea of moving to North Carolina if it's a possibility. You know what I mean? I was here because my mom was here. You know what I mean? I was here because I want the, now that she's gone, I got a grandma down in North Carolina that I like to take care of, and it's a fucking gorgeous place. So we'll see. What did Trend Daddy say? Speaking of ideas, BP, I do 20 plus hours a week in research for Dana White's Contender Series when it hits. I cap the shit out of it. Any chance you want to do a show for those ever? I've thought about it. Maybe I'll kick the idea around. The only reason I'm not saying no, because I'm glued to the TV every Tuesday night for Dana White's Contender Series. The only reason it's not an immediate yes is because my wife works all day Tuesday, and it's hard for me to kind of record on that day. So we would maybe have to figure something out, Trent. But that is, I would love to, because the Contender Series is great. I stayed up late and I watched the Ultimate Fighter the other night. I know some of the fighters in the Ultimate Fighter this year, and there's some talented dudes. And that Morales dude just absolutely destroying the LFA champion. I did not see that coming. I know Morales fought in the UFC. He had a kind of a tough draw. He fought Figgy and whatnot. So obviously, I don't know if he should have got cut the way he is, but yeah. So let's go. Rania Dan Santos minus 265 versus Alice Ardeline plus 215. I hate to do it. You know what I mean? I hate to do it.
Bring her in here stinking up the joint. Come on.
I mean, this fight's stinking up the joint. I mean, listen, I know this card's thin. It's thin, but listen, Dos Santos is going to win this fight. I think Arlene, I do not know why she's in the UFC. She's lost to women who are not very good. I think her skills are limited. I think her overall game is very limited. I think Dos Santos has fought some tough girls, has some good wins, isn't a world beater by any means. This fight won't be getting my money, but minus 265, a little steep for the chick fight, for a bowl of spaghetti fight, in my opinion. I mean, Ardeline could obviously go out there and win. Probably won't do it. Give me Dos Santos. Give me the Brazilian. But I don't have a lot of momentum behind this one. I wish we were getting a better kickoff. Tore my KZMMA, longtime commentator, fan of the show. Great human being. Tore my ACL surgery on Saturday. Good thing it's only Barber and Blanchfield have to miss. Man, brother, I apologize. I never done anything to my knees. Knock on the wood. That sounds brutal. You're a killer. you'll get through that no problem and be a new man once you come out. But man, rough stuff there, KZ MMA. Feeling for you, bro. All right, next up, Balaji Oki, minus 360 versus Michael Aswell, plus 285. Michael Aswell, finally Contender Series lost, has since won a fight. Now he's getting opportunity, short notice opportunity. It's supposed to be Medeiros versus Oki. Oki's a guy, listen, he's a guy that's a work in progress. He's very, very green. You know, he's explosive. He, you know, has talent, but his last time out, talent was like, you know, we're not there yet because Chris Duncan got him a guillotine choke. He was controlling the fight. He landed 2 takedowns, a couple strikes on Chris Duncan, but, you know, kind of, why would you go for a takedown on Chris Duncan? Why wouldn't you just stand up with him? Why wouldn't you just want to bang it out with him? Why would, you know, maybe he's trying to work his game. He's trying to get hours in the octagon. I get that, but not the time to do it, not the place to do it. He's a huge favorite of Michael Aswell, who I went back and looked at his fight. His 2 losses are guys who are obviously in the UFC. One in the Contender Series, one was Yara Delville, who just debuted in the UFC and looked fantastic. Texas guy, plus 285. Listen, I don't know if I believe in Oki. I think this line's a bit wide. I think Aswell is a uphill battle here for my guy Aswell. Not my guy. I don't know why I said that, but short notice, taking a shot. I think he's like, this is my way in the UFC. I'm going to get a killer who's getting better, presumably. Oki's got a lot of talent. You know, he's got a lot of Belgium, right? So there's a lot of kickboxing experience coming his way. I just think he needs some more time to really, you know, round out his game, and getting caught in a guillotine in a fight that you were winning. You know, I don't know. I like Oki. I don't know if I love that huge number on the guy coming off an uninspiring performance, at least a lacking of a fight IQ performance against Chris Duncan. But the guy is supremely talented, you know, athletic, and could be something big. Does have some good power. Give me Oki, Balaji Oki, minus 375. You see it right there on the screen. Don't love it. Won't parlay it. Not going to parlay it. But there it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. And we got Lazy Bet. Always got good inside information. Folks close to Aswell camp saying, do not chase money here. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Do not chase money on Aswell here. Again, a lot of these guys that take the short notice fight, you got to go out there and like, fuck, what do you got to lose? The UFC is probably going to give you another one as long as you come on weight and you go out there and have an entertaining fight. Just go, yeah, sure, you can want to go out there and win, but if you win boring, they still might fucking cut your ass. I'd go out there if you're Aswell. I think the best bet is obviously if you want to take Oki down, that's your game, cool. But just really just go out there with a no lose. You're not going to lose. Even if you lose, you're not going to lose because you're going to get another spot, presumably with a full training camp. So, and then you'll be in the UFC. And then that's the ultimate goal, right? To get in the UFC. Yeah, I lost my debut, but now now we're revving up here. All right, next up we got Andreas Gustafson. He is a minus 166 favorite versus Trevin Giles, plus 140. Giles was an LFA guy who fought everyone at 185, went to 170 now. And I feel like he fought better when he was a full-time cop. He's been a full-time MMA fighter for a while now, and I feel like his skills have plateaued. He has plateaued. Sometimes he goes in there and he looks really durable, and he's a really kind of tough out. He's grimy a little bit. He'll take you down. He'll beat you up in the clinch. He's a good size 170. And other times he'll just fall over. He's, you know, just get flatlined. Gustafson here, this dude, he looks like he's 57 years old, right? He obviously has the last name of Alexander Gustafson, and he says, no, this is so common in Sweden. Quit asking me those questions. Look pretty good in the Contender Series. He is a ball of muscle, so I'm curious of the cardio. Don't think we're going to need to see the cardio here. I think he unloads on Giles. I think he gets a stoppage here. This is my send him home. Let's hear you, Johnny.
Send him home early.
Johnny Hennig telling you to bring him home early. Send him home. Gustafson. By knockout, plus 165 on DraftKings right now. I like it. I think Giles' chin is there. But again, it's risky because there's some times where he's like a robot and he'll just go. And other times he gets flatlined. I think Gustafson, with that ball of muscle, I think he's going to want to try to get him out of there early. You can maybe dive into like round 1 props if you want. I just think, I just think he's going to get it done here, you know. And they're doing a cool thing. I think this is the first fighter, right, on this card to be wearing the patch the debut patch, and then they're going to put that patch on like playing cards or something like that. Am I mistaken? I don't collect cards. I got those little action figures I got at Walmart, like a little fucking last weekend with no UFC. I drove around to a bunch of Walmarts and got a bunch of those little action figure things. Pretty cool, right? Nice on the shelf. But I don't collect cards. But I think the patches are going to be with the cards, which I think is pretty cool. The debut patches. They should do that for more fighters as well. Like, hey, this is my 15th fight or whatever the fucking put those on. But they're in the step in the right direction. Give me Gustafson here. I think he wins by knockout. Almost put in the Slimball, him by knockout, but one a little bit juicier. All right, next up, we got Jordan Levit, minus 218 versus Kurt Holloway. Who will see Officer down. Fucking lazy bad gray. I'm not sure Giles is a UFC fighter at this point. Yeah, I don't know if he is. He's a hard go. Yeah, he fights a lot of really good guys. And so I understand that he gets flatlined, but other times he looks really, he's a very hard guy to judge, but I do think Gustafson has enough power. KZ MMA says, y'all look great against DDP until getting slept on somehow. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people look good against DDP, and he just like breaks them. You're correct, PB. They do it for baseball as well. They put a patch on it. They put it into the lucky card. Also have the Walmart toys. Yeah, the Walmart toys are fun. I'm not a big Walmart guy. I rarely step into Walmart. Took my kids Walmart shopping, and I was like, hey, because they were over, the fucking toys were over by the TVs. You know what I mean? They weren't even in the toy section. I'm looking at all this WWE shit. I'm like, where the fuck are these things? And I looked it up online. They're like, oh, it's K1. That's over by the TVs for whatever reason. But yeah, I got a few. I got Sugar Sean. I got Brandon Marino. I got 2 Shevchenkos, because you don't know what you're going to get. It's a surprise. Gave the Shevchenko to my kids. And then I got Jean Whaley. I would really like to get an Izzy in there. There's a whole list of them right here. This is the thing that comes with it, with all the fighters you can get. There's like 2 gold rare ones. I mean, listen, getting into Islam was nice. Not a huge fan of Connors. I think he's a bad person. Volkanovski, Holloway, Oliveira, obviously. The 2 golds are Oliveira and John Jones, and they're rare. You know, that's what people like. My kids get these things all the time, and if it's rare, dude, they fucking, it's rare, Dad. And I'm starting to fall into that trap as well. All right, I worked at Walmart 2 times in my life. I hate it. Wow. Patchy Mix will have Patchy debut patch next week. Really? I kind of love Patchy in that fight. I'm a big Patchy Mix guy. You'll have to wait till next week to find out, but I'm kind of into him. All right, Kurt Holloway versus Jordan Levit. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Levit. I know the path for him is easy, at least on paper. Take Kurt down. Kurt works off his back quite a bit. He has a decent triangle. He doesn't get that triangle. He doesn't work to his feet well. That's how he lost a lot of his fights in general. He's tough as nails. He's hard to finish, but Levit works well on top. Levit works well when he gets takedowns. He's going to go takedowns. There's no way he's going to want to stand with Kurt in this fight. There's 0 chance. But you're hanging plus 180 on Kurt Holloway. Plus 195 now. It's even better. I got him at plus 1 the other day, or yesterday, today, this morning, whenever I got these lines. Either way, I'm going with Kurt. I'm going dog, and he's my dog lock as well.
Hello? Okay, this is dog. I just think he's got grit. I think if Levit gets a takedown, and because I don't think he's physically super imposing at this weight either, and I do think he's very good on top. He has good submissions. He's proven that. But I think if he doesn't get a submission off the rip, I think if Kurt works to his feet, decent cardio, he kind of knows this is the game plan everyone has for me to take me down, pin me down here. Something's got to switch on him. And I'm hoping it's this fight that it switches. Because now he's my dog lock of the night. We're throwing him in a slime ball, leg 1, that's going to be my dog leg there. Kurt Holloway. Admittedly, I don't love a lot of dogs in this card. There's a lot of fights that can go either way. In those fights, typically I'm on the favorite here. So dog Kurt Holloway, I just think he's got more grit, more determination. I do think he can knock out Levit if he gets a chance. I just hope he doesn't play that guard game the entire fight. Like, get to your feet, bro. Like, throw your triangle up, cool, get to your feet, protect your neck. And I just think, and then obviously before that happens, fight your fucking dick off to not give it the takedowns. Because Jordan Levit, even though I don't think he's physically imposing, he does seem to have some kind of good strength in there, because he does land some ugly takedowns. They're not perfect, but he gets them down. So he's probably got some kind of hidden strength in there that you don't really see physically. But yeah, I'm not a Jordan Levit guy. I know apparently there's things, he's in Vegas. He's a great dude. I know he twerks, which a lot of people talk about. People think he's gay. People that train with him love him, but he's not my kind of guy. Don't like him. Don't like his fighting style. I'm going Kurt Holloway, almost a 2-1 dog. Book it, baby. let's just hope Kurt wakes up and goes, I can't be giving up these takedowns. All right, next up, Battle of Jiu-Jitsu. Alan Nascimento minus 190 or 155, versus Jaha Filho plus 130. Lines are moving. Nascimento now at minus 148. Filho plus 124. Kenny and I were split. I deferred to Kenny to discuss the jiu-jitsu because I think Filho probably has better submissions. He goes for it, but he's been submitted before. Nascimento is very heavy on top, seems physically strong, and doesn't really take chances. Position over submission when it comes to Nascimento. Filho will go for leg locks. He'll go for shit, right? Sometimes that opens you up to get and finish yourself, right? And that's kind of a Charles Oliveira thing. Charles Oliveira has been submitted before, but he goes for a lot of shit, which maybe gives him a bad position. So this fight's tough. You know what I mean? It's a tough, I had Nascimento earlier. I'm going to go with them. I'm hoping Filho, it's going to be competitive in the first 2 rounds. I'm thinking Nascimento in the 3rd round, maybe get a submission or something like that. Like Filho's just maybe tired of getting laid on and goes, I need something here, right? I need to get rid of something. So Alan Nascimento to win by submission in round 3 is plus 22,000. 20-1. 20-1 for him to win by submission in round 3. I'll dance with 20-1, baby. I'll dance with 20-1. I just think it's going to be very, very competitive in the beginning. And then Filho's going to just keep going for stuff and being tired of being laid on. Because again, Nascimento is a better wrestler and is a better, in my opinion, might be stronger. And then he's going to give something up because Nascimento's got submissions himself. He's not just a wrestler. He's got submissions himself. Or I could be reading this fight completely wrong. And these motherfuckers are going to go out there and just stand and do some sloppy stand up, which I think will happen to an extent. But I do think eventually Nascimento will win this fight, probably by decision. 20-1 stab at submission round 3. I'm going to take it. I'm going to write that down here, right? I don't forget, I got to be driving all day. I'm going to be rushing to place bets. I got to, Nascimento round 3, just round 3 is 16-1. I don't know where you got that line. I'm looking at submission round 3, 20-1 right here on beautiful DraftKings. What is Nascimento to win by submission? Just straight up, plus 400. That's not a bad number either. If you don't want to pick your round, that's not a bad number either. All right, next up, Zach Reese, medium country, slim country, whatever you want to call him. He is minus 230 versus Dusko Todorovic, plus 190. Listen, I think Zach Reese is going to finish this fight. I think Zach Reese is chinny. I think Dusko is very chinny. Dusko has power. He knocked out Michel Pereira outside the UFC. The guy's got real power, had a little bit of hype behind him. I don't know what happened, right? Zach Reese, I think, is a very, okay, I got a question I got to answer after this little breakdown here. Zach Reese is chinny as well, right? We've seen it before. He got slammed on his head, which I don't really count as chinny, but he's been put down before. And then his cardio has been tested. He's a big dude for 185. He's cutting that weight. But I like him in this spot. And I think we're going to get a club mess up here. I think he's going to crack Dusko, and we're going to get some kind of submission out of Reese here. Green hammer. It's right there up. Well, how do you do this? There you go. I can't ever do it. Green hammer right there on the shelf, permanently displayed. Green hammer, sub, Reese. Plus 450. I like that. I think he'll win by knockout. Knockout was kind of low. Reese by knockout, I think, was even in the minus money. It wasn't even in the plus money. Reese by KO minus 120. That just doesn't get the dick moving. That doesn't get the dick flowing. Give me submission. Give me club and sub. Give me minus 450. Goddammit. I like Zach Reese here. And if he doesn't win, he's going to get knocked out. I don't see a decision happening here. But Miguel Saucedo says, hey, big fan. Can I get a shout out? What's up, Miguel? And whose asshole do you think smells better, Macy or Aaron? That's a good question. Aaron's Jersey, Macy's Colorado. I feel like Macy hikes quite a bit. I'm really thinking too much about an asshole question, aren't I? I'm going to go Aaron Blanchfield. This guy got a little crush on it. I think Aaron Blanchfield's asshole smells better. All right, next up, Caitlin Vieira, plus 100 versus Macy Shazin, minus 120. This fight's tough to predict, right? Because Caitlin Vieira could win this fight by just slow playing it. She hasn't landed more than 60 strikes in her entire UFC career. She could just slow play it and win a boring decision. You catch plus 100.
Macy's been up and down the UFC. I think she's in a nice little rhythm right now. She is a finisher in this women's division. I like that. I don't think she's going to finish Caitlin Vera, but she does have that possibility. She could be on a really long win streak. She was beating Irene Aldana, so she got upkicked in the liver. She could be on a 4-fight win streak right now. I like Macy at minus 120. I was going to chase the plus money at 100. That can easily happen. But I think the best bet for you is, because I'm going to kind of avoid this fight. I've been up and down on it. I think Macy's a nice low number, but Caitlin Vieira to win by decision is plus 150. I think that's a really good bet out there. That's just going to paint, you know what I mean? If you want to play Macy, that's great, minus 120. You're not getting a big kickback, but if Caitlin Vieira wins, it's going to be by decision. It might even be by split decision if you want to go that route. I believe in Macy. I believed in her since she came off the Ultimate Fighter. I think she's a good fighter, up and down career. But I think she's kind of in a rhythm right now. She's 33 years old. She needs to kind of get on the bike here and go, I want to be elite. I'm going to fight for the title. And I think she's in a division that's wide the fuck open, right? After the title fight with Kayla Harrison and Pena, wide open. I know you got Raquel Pennington sitting right there, probably waiting a rematch. She probably thought she beat Pena. A lot of things possible, but I think the division's wide open for a new challenger, and that could be Macy. And Caitlin's just boring, man. Even if she wins, no matter what, just she's a dud, man. It's just boring. All right, next up, Dustin Jacoby, Hanya, minus 198 versus Bruno Lopez, plus 164. 205ers, big guys, big boys. And we got Caitlin Vieira to win by split majority decision, plus 600. That's a great fucking number. I don't think Lopez is all that good. You know what I mean? I think Jacoby's getting a little bit older. I think he's losing a step, but the fact that he is Miguel Saucedo, I'm not going to put this on the screen again, but Miguel Saucedo is asking, you think Macy has a pink or brown asshole? Man, guy likes assholes. I shout out Miguel Saucedo. The guy likes a butthole. You know what I mean? You know, when women flash their tits at, you know, New Orleans or whatever the fuck, he don't want to see that. He wants to see some asshole. Hey, show me your butthole. Shout out to Miguel Saucedo. The guy likes buttholes. Back to the, I just don't think Lopez is all that good. I think his record is lopsided. I think he is, you know, he's a good striker. He's got power and he obviously has got some submissions, but if you look at his record, there's really nothing super impressive there. And I think this could look a lot like Vitor Petrino fight with Jacoby. I think Petrino could be going for some takedowns and end up losing and then run into a shot. I think Lopez's defense is, defense is non-existent. I think this is a big step in competition. I could be completely wrong about this guy. I haven't really dug deep into his history. I've done enough where I don't think he's good enough. I'm laying off this fight. I'm not going to bet the fight, so maybe that's my answer right there. But I like Jacoby, probably by decision. I think this will be a decision. I think learning experience for Lopez. But man, if Jacoby could get him a knockout, that'd be great. Lopez could surprise and go out there and take Jacoby down, which I think would be the smart thing to do. Get a fucking arm triangle choke, which is kind of his move, and get a dub there. But yeah, I don't know. All right, next up we got Ramiz Brahimaj plus 285 versus Billy Ray Golf minus 360. Billy Ray Golf, you ever seen Time to Kill? Matthew McConaughey, Samuel L. Jackson, two white trash dudes rape Samuel L. Jackson's daughter. He goes to the courthouse and kills him, and then he goes on trial, and Matthew McConaughey fucking defends him, right? The guy, one of the rapists in there, his name was Billy Ray. Every time I hear the name Billy Ray, I think of the child rapist. So Billy Ray Golf, I'm sorry, I think of you from Time to Kill, but fantastic fighter. I Am Saturday, Joe's buddy. They're buddies. I think he's gonna win. You know, the preamble up to that, I shouldn't have done it, but it's what's on my mind. You know what I mean? I think Billy wins here. I think Ramiz is a guy who's kind of stuck in limbo. He doesn't really know what kind of fighter he wants to be. Does he want to be a takedown merchant? Does he want to be on top? But he slows down. He gets tired when he does that. Doesn't want to stand up with people. He's very hittable. Defense lackluster. I think Billy Ray puts combos together, touches the body really nice. I know he's coming off a loss against Trey Waters. Trey Waters like 8 feet tall. Very tough fight for a guy like Billy, who I think is undersized at 170 as it is. I think Billy Ray is going to get this done. Slimball Canada as well. Billy Ray by KO as well, plus 165. That's the prop portion of the Slimball parlay. Billy Ray Golf
By knockout, I believe it's 165. Or no, I think it's actually lower than that. I'm giving out fake lines here, I think. I don't think it's 165. I think it's lower than that. I think it's maybe plus 125. Yeah, plus 125 on DraftKings. Excuse me, I can't read my handwriting. Plus 125 on DraftKings. I Am Saturday loves him. I love him. I think combos and speed's going to be a big problem here. Billy's got some good cardio, has shown to have some decent takedown defense if Reese wants to go out there and try to take him down. I know they kind of switched opponents around here. Oban Elliott couldn't get a visa. The Korean kid, Ko, whatever, couldn't get a visa. Now they're fighting over in Baku in 2 weeks. Give me Billy Ray Goff. All right, next up, co-main event. My kids are going crazy out there. Mantausch. I said Mantausch last time. John always makes fun of me when I say this. Mantausch Gamrot, minus 162. Lines Klein versus Levit Klein, plus 136. Kenny and I were split. I went 1,000 on Mantausch Gamrot. I think he's fought the better competition. I think his wrestling is going to be the difference. Levit Klein's got a great takedown defense at 95% or whatever the fuck it is. I think it might be one of the records at lightweight. But who the fuck is trying to take this dude down, right? I'm not disrespecting Levit Klein. I think he's a really good play here if you like an underdog, right? But he started UFC, knocked out Shane Young with a head kick. Everyone's like, holy shit, this dude's on fire. He knocked out Shane Young with a head kick. Then he got taken down, then he lost to Mike Trezano. Then he lost to Nate Landwehr, where he got submitted. It was a dogfight. He gassed. Since then, he's looked pretty good. Devontae Smith, not in the UFC. Mason Jones got cut from the UFC, is now back. Lost to Jai Herbert, majority decision, lackluster fight. Probably thought he won. But that was the fight where he decided, shit, I'm a grappler now. I'm a big strong dude. I'm going to start taking motherfuckers down. He took Jai down 2 times. Then he gets Baham Mendez, where he probably looked his best, I think. He took Baham Mendez down 3 times, outstruck him, looked really good, played it safe. Those are legit wins. Baham Mendez, I think, is a better fighter now. That was going on 2 years ago. I think Baham Mendez has become better. But then he fought AJ Cunningham, who should be nowhere near UFC Octagon. Knocked him out in run 1, took him down 2 times, did what he was supposed to do. I can accept that win. The Thiago Moises fight, we all saw what happened to Thiago. I think Thiago has been on a steady decline. Thiago obviously has some decent takedowns, not the best. Then he beat Roosevelt Roberts, who's been kicked out of the UFC, been sent to the Ultimate Fighter. Who knows? The record's not impressive. Then you got Gamrot, who took down Arman Tsarukyan 6 times. He took on RDA 11 times. This is a 3-round fight where just cardio and pace is going to be bombing. I'll be shocked, thunderstruck, if Gamrot can't take Klein down. I think he can take him down. I think the pace and the wrestling is something Klein hasn't seen thus yet. Does that mean he's going to win the fight? No, of course not. This is my mortal lock. This is a mortal lock, and I'm gonna wheel him. This is my mortal lock. This is my final leg in the slime ball. We'll get to the slime ball at the end. I just think Gamrot here with this low number is going to win the fight. I think the pace is going to be too much. I think his striking is better than people give him credit for. His chin's unbelievable as well. You can hit this guy with a fucking bat. He doesn't go down. And he's fought elite competition. Even if you don't think he won the Tsarukyan fight, the scrambles, the speed, the 5-round war they went with the heavy grappling and just equally matched. Winning or not, that's impressive. I understand the love on Klein at plus 136. Trust me, if I didn't have my eggs in the Gamrot basket, I'd be looking at that number, licking my fucking chops, babe. But I just think Gamrot is going to get it done here. I think it's going to be a decision. Trent just posted in the chat, plus 900 by submission for Gamrot is a juicy number. He does get on top. He's got a decent Kimura. He's got some decent front strokes. He's down there in American Top Team training with Dustin Poirier. All those guys. He corners these guys. He's a great teammate. I think he gets it done here. I think this is a guy that is the most exciting guy in the world. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's the most exciting guy in the world because he's not. But I think it's a guy that could really create havoc here, and the UFC has to be careful who they match him up with at 155 pounds because he can ruin a title contender by just swarming him and drowning him with 3 rounds. But I think this is a step up for Levit Klein. I really do. I'm not impressed with his record. I don't think he's fought a good grappler yet. This is the big test. Let's see if the test pans out. Don't think it does. That's why I'm on Mantausch Gamrot. Give me Gamrot all day. Main event, Aaron Blanchfield, minus 238 versus Macy Barber, plus 195. We're at 34 minutes. I want to keep this under 40. That's good. I think Macy Barber's a bad bitch. I think she's aggressive in there. I think she's nasty. These girls are chipping away at each other at media day. She said this, she said that, whatever the fuck the case may be. At one point, I thought Macy would be world champion when she first came in. Then she lost to Raquel, or no, excuse me, she lost to Roxy, Tornia, came back and never was truly the same fighter. But she is skill-wise, in my opinion, I think it's kind of stayed the same. But aggression, stand-up, toughness, all there. I just think Blanchfield kind of got exposed against Firo, and I think didn't look her best against Namajunas. Blanchfield is tough as dog shit, right? She will throw with anybody, and I think that's what she's going to have to do with Macy here. But if she gets Macy down, that's where it creates problems. Blanchfield is so heavy on top. Side control, elbows to the face, Macy's nose, lips. She gets cut quite a bit in her face. I got to go Blanchfield here. I'm not overly excited for the pick, if I'm being honest with you. I think it'd be a little more interesting if Macy gets over that hump that we've all wanted to see. You know, this is a girl who's talking about being the youngest world champion ever, breaking John Jones' record. And then knee happened, and then she has just really had won fights. So I would love her to give her the Blanchfield help, and we get to see fresh matchups with Macy. I think it'll be competitive. I just think if Macy gets taken down, it's a problem. It's a problem. I got something in my throat. Sorry about that. There it is. Nothing a little H2O can't fix. All right, that's it. That's the card. I'll be again next week. Let me break Slimball parlay. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Slimball parlay. Mantus Gamrot. That's my favorite. My prop is Billy Ray Golf by knockout plus 125, and my dog is Kurt Hullaba plus 195 now. I got him at plus 180. That brings the Slimball parlay to plus 918. 9-1, baby. 9-1, kid. Huh? Maybe, you know, it's going to be higher now that Kurt Hullaba went up. And then Green Hammer is going to be Zach Reese by submission plus 450. Everyone's going to be, the parlay right now is plus 973 currently. With the line move on Hullaba. That's almost 10-1. You want to 10x your money, bitch? You want to 10x your money? Then fucking play the Slimball parlay. What are we talking about? Play the Slimball parlay. Zach Reese, submission, plus 450. Mortal Lock, Gamrot, Dog Lock, Hullaba. Send him home. Andreas Gustafson. And that's it. That's the card, babe. Next week I'll be with Mitchell Zucker, who I don't think I've beat. I've drawed him, and then he beat Joe and I head to head. Kid's sharp. Kid's a young college kid, throwing his dick in anybody that moves, right? I've been there, you know, a couple young bucks. I got him next Wednesday live on this very channel, on where you're watching it, bitch. So you'll see that next week, and we're going to break down the pay-per-view. Marab versus UFC 316, right? Marab versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Good one. Cards, you know, whatever, but I do like the main event. I do like my Ohio girl, Kayla Harrison, going for a title. Yeah, and that's it. I was going to go with that too. I was this close to going it, but getting home from vacation, I got to get that real idea. I've explained it before, but man, it's kicking my ass because I think Kenny Florian's going. I have a thing in my gut that he's going, and the guys that are going to be on this show that are launching the thing that we're talking about, they invited me to go, and I really would love to go to watch. Not only just because the UFC event with the energy and everything's great. A buddy of mine, really good friend of mine, lives in Manhattan, so I would have been able to see him. But it just didn't work out timing wise with the vacation. You know, I gotta put the family first. Yeah, that's it. That's the show. I love the chat. Put this together. I know it's just me, but the chat is unbelievable. You guys are unreal. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. I can't wait to talk about all these things I'm teasing. You guys are the best. Follow me on Brian Peacher MMA on all social media. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, boys. I'll see ya.